Have you ever reached the end of a long day, sunk into your chair, and been haunted by a single moment, a moment in a negotiation where you hesitated, a conversation with a client where you said the wrong thing, a crucial meeting where your confidence faltered and you failed to make your point, you play it over and over in your head. If only I had been more prepared. If only I'd spoken up. If only I'd seen the opportunity. These if onlys feel like harmless reflections. They are not. They are anchors. Every time you replay a failure in your mind, you are strengthening the neural pathways of that failure. You are training your brain, your very being, to be an expert in what went wrong. You are telling your subconscious mind, this is who we are. We are the person who hesitates. We are the person who misses the mark. From a purely practical performance-based perspective, this is disastrous. The stress from yesterday's mistakes bleeds into today's focus. The fear of repeating a failure makes you timid and risk-averse, causing you to miss new opportunities. You are driving forward while looking in the rearview mirror, wondering why you keep drifting off the road. But what if there was a way to not just move on from these moments, but to actively neutralize them? What if you could turn your biggest mistake of the day into your most powerful training session for tomorrow? There is. It's a simple 5-minute mental exercise that high performers in sports and business have used for decades, often without even knowing the true power of what they were doing. I call it the revision principle. This isn't about wishful thinking. This is a structured mental drill. Think of it as taking your brain to the gym. And I am your personal trainer. For this to work, you must treat it with the same seriousness as a physical workout. Here's the 4-step protocol in detail. Step 1, isolate the event. Be a sniper, not a shotgun. At the end of your day, before sleep, find a quiet space. Now, the biggest mistake people make is trying to fix their entire day. That's like trying to boil the ocean. It's too vague, and and your mind won't engage. Actually, you must be a sniper. Choose one specific event, one conversation, one decision that leaves you with a feeling of dissatisfaction. Let's say you hesitated during a sales call. Don't just think the call went badly. Isolate the exact moment. Well, was it when they mentioned the price? Was it when they asked a question you couldn't answer? Pinpoint the 30-second window where the tide turned against you. The more specific the target, the more powerful the revision. Step 2, rewrite the scene. Become the director. Now close your eyes and replay that 30-second window, but this time you are the director and you are ordering a reshoot. The script changes, the outcome changes. In the original scene, when they mentioned the price, you stammered. In the revised scene, you smile calmly and respond with a powerful, pre-prepared statement about value. You see yourself leaning forward with confidence, your voice steady and clear. You don't just wish it happened, you construct the new memory frame by frame. See the look on their face change from skepticism to interest. Step 3, engage the senses, make the lie the truth. This is the step that separates amateurs from masters. This is where the magic happens. Just seeing it isn't enough. You must feel it into reality. As you see yourself delivering that powerful statement, well, what do you feel? Feel the knot in your stomach dissolve and get replaced by a warm glow of confidence. Feel the texture of the armrest under your hand as you lean forward. Hear the sound of your own voice, calm and resonant. Hear them say, okay, that makes sense. The subconscious mind doesn't respond to logic. It responds to feeling and sensory data. The more senses you engage, the more real the new memory becomes. You are literally making the lie the truth inside your own mind. Step 4, loop the new reality. Set it in stone. One perfect take isn't enough. You need to solidify it. Repeat this revised scene with full sensory engagement 2, 3, maybe 4 times. Loop it until the feeling of success is more vivid and more familiar than the old memory of failure. You'll know you're done when the emotional charge from the original event is gone. When you think back to the actual sales call, it feels distant, like a story you heard about someone else. The new successful version feels like what really happened. That is the moment of completion. You have successfully installed the new software. Athletes call this visualization. Therapists use similar methods to reframe traumatic memories. They all tap into a fundamental law. The brain cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. By doing this, you are actively rewiring your internal blueprint for success. But the practical application, as powerful as it is only the tip of the iceberg. Before you begin this practice, you must be warned. Many people try this once, fail, and dismiss it as childish fantasy. They don't fail because the principle is flawed. They fail because they fall into one of 3 simple traps. I'm giving you the map so you can avoid them. Trap number 1, the vague daydream. This is the most common trap. A person lies down and vaguely wishes their day had been better. They imagine a general feeling of success. This is useless. As I said before, you must be a sniper. The subconscious mind does not respond to generalities. It responds to sharp, specific sensory commands. I wish the meeting went well is a daydream. I see myself delivering the final slide. My voice is steady. I hear my boss say, "Excellent point, John." That is a command. Be specific. Trap number 2. The emotionless movie. The second trap is to simply watch the revised scene in your mind like a boring movie. You see the images, but you feel nothing. You are just an observer. Remember, the language of the subconscious is feeling. A scene, no matter how vivid, without the corresponding emotion, is a seed planted in dead soil. It will not grow. You must generate the feeling of success as if it has already happened. If you cannot feel it, the revision has not been done. If you don't feel it, it's not real. Trap number 3, the argument with reality. This trap is subtle. While you are trying to imagine the successful outcome, a voice in your head keeps arguing, but that's not what happened. You failed. This is a lie. And many people give up here, believing they can't lie to themselves. To overcome this, you must understand your role. You're not a historian documenting the past. You are a programmer debugging the code for the future. When that voice appears, simply acknowledge it and say, "Thank you for the report on the previous reality. We are now installing the new one." Do not fight the voice. Simply ignore it and refocus on the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You are not a reporter, you are a creator. Avoid these 3 traps and you will be among the 1% who use this tool to create genuine lasting change. Let's make this practical. How would this look in different professions? Case study 1, the salesperson. Sarah is a salesperson. She lost a major client because she couldn't handle a price objection. That night, she doesn't just stew in frustration. She revises. She isolates the moment the client said, "Your price is too high." In her revision, she doesn't get flustered. She smiles, nods, and calmly replies, "I understand completely. Many of our best clients felt that way at first. Let me walk you through the value you'll receive, which makes the price irrelevant in the long run." She feels the client's tension ease. She feels the conversation shift back in her favor. She loops this scene until the feeling of control replaces the feeling of failure. The next time she faces that objection, her subconscious will serve her the new successful response.
automatically. Case study to two, the team leader, Mark is a team leader. He was overly critical of a junior employee in a team meeting, creating a tense atmosphere that night. He revises. He sees the same scene, but instead of criticizing, he finds a way to give the feedback constructively. He says, that's a good starting point. How can we build on that idea to also address X and Y? He feels the employee's relief and engagement. He feels the team's creative energy rise. He is not just fixing a past mistake. He is training himself to be the kind of leader who inspires, not intimidates. By doing this, you are not just hoping to be better tomorrow. You are building a library of successful precedents in your mind, ready to be deployed instantly when a similar situation arises. You are turning today's failures into tomorrow's automatic successes.
So you now have a practical four-step toolkit used by the world's elite performers to sharpen their mental edge. If you only use it for that, you will see remarkable results. You will become more confident, less stressed, and more effective, but you would still be leaving 90% of its power on the table. You see, revision is not just a psychological trick to make you feel better. The athletes and CEOs who use it are tapping into a universal law, whether they know it or not. The great metaphysical truth, as taught by the masters of mind for centuries, is this: your consciousness is the only reality. The world you experience, your bank account, your relationships, your health, is nothing more than a delayed reflection of what you hold to be true within yourself. The outer world is a mirror. When you have a bad day and you replay that failure over and over, you are polishing the mirror to perfectly reflect that failure back to you tomorrow. You are using the creative power of your mind to demand more failure. But when you perform revision, you are doing something truly profound. You are not just pretending. You are making a conscious, deliberate choice to withdraw your creative energy from the reality you don't want and invest it into the reality you do want. Charles Fillmore called this cleansing the record. You are telling the universe that event, the one of failure and regret, it was a mistake in the data entry. The true record, the one I consent to and energize with my feeling, is this one, the one of success, confidence, and victory. You are not lying to yourself. You are correcting a lie. The lie is that your circumstances have power over you. The truth is that your consciousness is the one and only power. This 5-minute ritual is not just about feeling good. It is an act of reclaiming your divine authority as the creator of your experience. You are training your subconscious mind, the engine that runs your life, to accept only one blueprint, the blueprint of your fulfilled desire. And when that blueprint is firmly established on the inside, the outside world has no choice but to conform. So the tool is in your hands. The theory is clear. You can continue to be a passive archivist of your past, allowing the ghosts of yesterday's failures to dictate the limits of tomorrow's successes. You can allow the anchors of if only to keep your ship moored in the harbor of mediocrity, or you can make a different choice. You can choose to become the active editor of your own mind. You can pick up the tool of revision and begin the work of sculpting your consciousness into a perfect magnet for the success you desire. My challenge to you is this: it is not to simply believe me, it is to conduct the experiment for yourself. For the next 7 days, I want you to commit to this 5-minute ritual every single night without fail. Choose one thing from your day that you wish had gone differently and edit it, rewrite the scene, feel the new reality. Do not treat this as a chore. Treat it as the most important meeting of your day, the meeting where you set the agenda for your future. At the end of 7 days, notice what has changed.
Notice your level of confidence. Notice the opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere. Notice how the world begins to respond differently to you. You do not need to change the world. You only need to change the record you are playing within yourself. The world will simply harmonize with the new song you are singing. Your first true belief becomes your first $100,000. And your first successful revision becomes your first step out of the prison of the past. The editor's chair is empty. It's time for you to sit down and make your first edit. I am Charles Fillmore, and this is the Fillmore Key.